Any sport carries a risk of injury, but figure skating is usually not at the top of the list of the most risky activities. In fact, constant injuries of varying severity are a daily routine for any skater. You can count on your fingers the number of partners with whole fingers and no scars. Bruises on the thighs are an integral part of learning new jumps. Concussions from bad falls are the rule rather than the exception. In our selection, there are several illustrative cases of skater injuries, after which you will never think that it is easy and safe. 14-year-old Russian figure skater Maria Simonova had an unfortunate fall from a lift during her short program at the All-Russian Junior competition for the prizes of the president of the Moscow Figure Skating Federation. The athlete's partner, Martin Brislavsky, was unable to hold the skater during the lift, as a result of which Simonova fell from a great height and hit her head on the ice. Simonova was somewhat disoriented, but completed the program, apparently not understanding the consequences. After the performance, she did not appear at the traditional review of scores for figure skaters in the kiss and cry room. She was taken away by ambulance for examination. In October 2004, at the Skate America Grand Prix, something terrible happened. During his free skate, Marinin failed to hold his partner in a hand-to-hand lasso hold, and Totmianina hit her head hard on the ice, losing consciousness. Marinin was in shock, trying to bring Tatiana to her senses. The pair's coach Oleg Vasiliev ran out onto the ice to provide first aid. A team of doctors worked quickly, taking the skater to the hospital in the shortest possible time. 20 years have passed since then, but this is still one of the most terrifying moments in the history of figure skating, captured on camera. The injury was severe, a second-degree concussion, and multiple hematomas. It was also psychologically difficult for Marinin, who took full responsibility for what happened. Vasiliev even decided to involve a psychologist in working with the skaters. For some, such a misfortune would have been the end of, if not their entire career, then at least the season, but not for them. Thus, 2.5 months later, Totmianina and Marinin won their third gold at the Russian Championship, and a month later they took their fourth title at the European Championship. The pairs' competition at the World Championships in Montpellier turned into a drama, which we all hope will remain a drama, without becoming a tragedy. American figure skater Cain-Gribble, performing with Timothy Leduc, was unable to get up after falling from a jump. On a parallel triple loop, Ashley was unable to push off or group herself for a spin. That was her first fall, although visually not very scary. It was a miracle that the difficult lift was successfully completed, but it seemed to take away the rest of Ashley's strength, and she did not have enough for a cascade with a salchow. She did not spin into the jump well, fell, and was unable to get up. Her partner tried to help, then doctors came running, and the spectators could not understand what to do in such a situation, and they clapped and shouted in support. She needed help from doctors. Ashley left the ice on a gurney. Figure skater Anna Pogorilaya was one of the main contenders for participation in the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, until she failed at the Grand Prix stage in Canada. Her future was in great question. Horrible falls and numerous mistakes at the Canadian stage of the Grand Prix in figure skating threatened to miss her the long-awaited 2018 Olympic Games in Pyeongchang. In the free skate to Swan Lake, she did not have enough strength to pull off the difficult technical part. Anna made 6 under rotations, did not perform the declared flip, fell twice from jumps and once when entering a spin. After the last fall, the figure skater lay face down on the ice for some time, holding her back. Liu and Danny O'Shea withdrew during the free skate after a tough fall during their program. The duo was fifth after the short program, with 62.55 points. The injury ended their season and ultimately ended the partnership. Both skaters were taken off the ice by ambulance. Chelsea was diagnosed with a concussion, and Danny received stitches after he cut his head badly during the fall. J. Binnebose was competing with Laura Lynn Handy. On September 29, 1999, Binnebose fell while lifting Handy and hit his head on the ice, suffering a skull fracture and brain injury. He had emergency brain surgery and was put in an induced coma. His heart also stopped twice, but he was brought back and gradually began to recover. Binnebose was released from hospital on November 30, 1999. Now he continued to suffer facial paralysis and other effects of the injury, but had returned to the ice and was teaching skating. French singles skater Candice Didier gave the spectators a real scare at the 2011 Universiade. In her free program, she took a hard fall from a jump and then flew into the side of the boat due to inertia, but managed to finish her routine and reach the tears and kisses zone on her own. There, the skater lost consciousness. The medical team prepared to perform resuscitation procedures,